Welcome back to Alaskan Ballistics. My name is Chuck. I hope you're doing well tonight. Today, I want to talk to you about red flag laws. 5 reasons why they are terrible. I did this video a while back, but I had terrible lighting and camera at my place. Those of you that saw that video, I apologize for doing the video again. But now is an appropriate time because the Senate is debating national red flag laws. Right now, as we speak, the votes might actually be there. It is in the H.R. 1620, the House bill that was just passed, and my Alaska Congressman Don Young was a rhino, a Republican in name only, for those who don't know what rhino means, and he did not stand for the Constitution. All 3, 4, 5, whatever amendments that red flag laws violate. And unfortunately, we're going to have to oust you, Don Young. Somebody's going to come for you in the primary. It won't be me. I got too much going on in my life. But somebody's going to come for you in the primary. We are going to Republican you out in the primary with a good, solid, constitutional believing candidate. Not a power hungry 1973, been in there too many years, 50 years or whatever, like you. That being said, here are the top 5 reasons that red flag laws are bad. Number 5, they don't work. They don't prevent any mass shootings. Mass shootings have happened in places that have red flag laws. And then on top of that, all it's going to do is make a criminal that wants to do that kind of crime. They are a criminal, a murderer, not a mass shooter, not a person of interest. They are a criminal. Okay, all it's going to do is make them go silent about it. They don't prevent any crime. Number 4, they could be used in personal attacks. Your ex-wife doesn't like you, so she red flag laws your guns. Maybe somebody wants to murder their ex-wife, and so they red flag her guns, and now she's unarmed, and they can go murder her. So it doesn't actually help women. It gives the abuser their right to take away a woman's firearms. Okay? All you got to do is call the police and say, I believe this person's crazy, and they come take your guns after having a hearing with the judge that you're not allowed to be a part of, an ex parte hearing. They don't charge you with the crime. They just violate all your constitutional amendment rights. So that's number 4. Number 4, it can actually be used against people personally and to help crime instead of prevent it. Number 3 reason why they are bad, they have a low standard of evidence. There is no standard of evidence. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what all that means for all the lawyer talk. But basically, she said I was crazy. Take my guns away. I can't go to the court and present any kind of evidence. That's, pretty crazy right there. Red flag laws are bad. Number 3, because there is no standard evidence. I could call my ex-wife that I haven't seen, call the police in her hometown that I haven't seen in like 8 years and say she abused me, which she did. She hit me. Say she abused me. And then, of course, when we divorced, without explanation, I was suddenly the abuser. Figure that out. All right. She hit me. Whatever. Okay. I could call her hometown right now and call the police and call a red flag law on her. And they can go take her guns. I hadn't seen her in 8 years. That's not fair to her. Regardless of what she did or didn't do. That's not fair to her. She could do it to me. That's not fair to me. Not fair to her. Not fair to me. There you go. So that's number 3. There's no standard of evidence. I hadn't seen the woman in 8 years. I could go call a red flag law on them. No standard of evidence. All right. Number 2 reason red flag laws are bad. They violate multiple amendments of the Constitution. So for those of you that don't know what a red flag law is, all right, they violate several amendments, but basically it's a law that says if I think somebody's crazy and going to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else, then I can call the police. They'll take that person's gun. Then they'll have a hearing to take those person's guns. All right. And they'll keep them for X amount of time, and then they're supposed to give them back. I doubt the state of California, the Caliban, has given any back yet. So, that being the case, that's what a red flag law is. I'm going to put a red flag on them. Okay. They're also called risk protection orders. They're also called other things, other places. And the NRA's president actually came out in favor of these at one point. All right. Go look up the video. All right. He actually came out in favor of these. Crazy. All right. That's why you can't trust the not real activists or the NRA. All right. And that's why you got to put your money in Gun Owners of America and Firearms Policy Center and the Second Amendment Foundation and the Suppressor Association of America and any other gun control fighting organization, plus your local state agencies and local state government. You need to spend a lot of time there as well. So these red flag laws have a hearing you can't go to. That violates your Fifth Amendment. All right. Where you have a right to a fair, speedy, and public trial that you're at. And then violates your Fourth Amendment because it's a seizure of something without you even having been accused of a crime. You're not even charged with the crime in half of these things, and yet you get your guns taken away. That's an illegal seizure under the Fourth Amendment. Those two are non negotiable. Now, of course, it is targeting guns, knives, bows and arrows, whatever, but it's mainly targeting firearms, legal firearms that are legally held and bought by people. Since it's targeting firearms, it is a violation of the Second Amendment. So you have three amendments that my Congressman Don Young, which I voted for because there's no other alternative, just like people voted for Trump who liked red flag laws because there was no other alternative. They voted for it. They wanted it. But they violate three amendments to the Constitution. And guess what? They violated their oath of office. Don Young, Congressman for Alaska, by voting yes on that bill, you have committed a crime in the state of Alaska, which is dereliction of duty, a felony in the state of Alaska, for going back on the oath you swore to the Constitution of these United States. You are a felon, Don Young. And any other congressperson out there from any state senator that votes on a state law, any senator that votes for this, you are a felon for breaking your oath of office. And you should be arrested, tried for treason and dereliction of duty. Absolutely should be. Doubt anybody has the actual guts to do that. But if there's there's a sheriff somewhere wanting to make a name for yourself, this is the time to do it. Go do it. There's a state trooper somewhere wanting to make a name for yourself. As soon as Don Young comes back from the state, Alaska State Trooper, get him. You have him easy, dead to rights on dereliction of duty. Easy. Open shut case. Open shut. He violated three amendments of the Constitution that he was sworn to uphold. Three amendments. Now, you could also make the case that it violates your First Amendment, because if somebody sees something weird and they report you, they may not have seen it correctly, and now your freedom of speech is on eggshells. You could also make the case that it violates your Eighth Amendment, because you're not charged with the crime. Eighth Amendment prevents you from being, cruel and unusual punishment nor excessive fines or fees induced, right, against you, all right? That's Eighth Amendment, all right? You're not even charged with the crime, so you get the penalty that's excessive without even the crime. That's an Eighth Amendment violation, in my opinion. 14th, due process. Are red flag laws racist? Are they disproportionately used against people of color? I don't know. Okay? Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they were. Number one reason why they're not good. They will cause the deaths of many citizens and officers in this country. Citizens aren't going to give up their guns. Officers and troops, SWAT teams are going to storm in. Jackboot thugs, as I like to call them. They're going to come into your home and take your guns. And you're going to shoot at them. They're going to shoot at you. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. But it's going to cause the death of many people in the United States. And that's the one reason why they're bad. If you need nothing else, no other reason not to fight these tooth and nail and be calling your senator right now, then that's the only reason you need. It's going to cause the death of lots of citizens and officers who are not willing to give up their guns. I know many officers won't enforce them. I know many officers will quit if they're forced to enforce them because they know it's violating their oath of office, their oath they took to, not oath of office, or oath of duty, their sworn duty to protect the Constitution. I know a lot of officers won't enforce them. A lot of military people wouldn't enforce them. But that's the number one reason. It's going to cause a lot of death to a lot of people and not protect anybody from crimes, violate amendments, possibly help people with crimes. Guys, it's just not cool. Not cool that we live in America that can shred the Constitution, Republicans and Democrats alike, and they get away with it. Like I said before, it is time for sheriffs and state troopers to arrest these people. I'm not advocating violence. Arrest these people, charge them with dereliction of duty, and let's take them to court and throw their butts in jail. I'm Alaskan Ballistics. I don't normally make these political videos. If you like this content, please tell me in the comments below. We're on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, MeWe. MeWe is where you can see all of my affiliate links. All gun laws are infringements. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.